gonna be doing the maintenance again on my truck. Like I said, this is at 30,000 miles, so I gotta drain a bunch of different fluid and make sure everything's torqued to spec. Now, I'm supposed to be doing the transmission, front diff, rear diff, and transfer case on this 30,000 mile maintenance, but I went looking everywhere for the 6-speed manual transmission, oil, couldn't find it, checked like 10 different spots, nothing. I'm gonna have to order that online and do that on a different date. I'll do another video on that. So today we're just gonna be doing the front diff, rear diff, transfer case, greasing propeller, shaft, and just torquing up some stuff, checking the brakes, rotating tires, kind of continuing the maintenance from last week's video when I was changing oil, did cabin air filter and air filter. So I'm gonna walk you guys through this a little bit. Like I said before, not a mechanic, so you know, I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing on the truck for this 30,000 maintenance and a little bit of details here and there. Let's hop into this. I would usually run AMS oil in the front, rear, and rear diff and the transfer case on this truck, but couldn't find it. So right now we're doing Valvoline 7590. As long as you're doing 7590 GL5, should be good. Now the reason why I can't do the transmission this time around, because it's 75 weight 90, but it's got to be GL3 or GL4 rating. If it's GL5, it'll eat away the synchros, not a good thing. So that's kind of what's going on. A little bit of explanation on that. But we're gonna start with the rear diff here. Truck should be nice and hot, went for a drive, so it should drain pretty easily. But we're gonna start with the fill plug just to make sure we can get it off, because you don't want to drain your fluid and then come to realize you can't get that fill plug out. So start with that, and then we're gonna drain it. Underneath the truck now, see that plug right here? That's the fill plug, drains right there. I'm gonna remove this first. It's about a 24, I think, 23 millimeter. Don't know if anybody cares, but figured I'd let you guys know that. So I gotta go ahead and get that because I only have a 22 down here, so. Guess I need the right tools before we can do this. Alrighty, so we got the fill loosened. I just loosened the bottom down here, both 24 mil. Oh, stinky. There you go. That's gonna sit there and smell like shit and drain and make a mess. Pretty clean. Yeah, it's a new truck. So this is the drain plug on the rear diff. It does have some goop on there. It's magnetic, so it'll grab a hold of anything that is coming off that rear end. Pretty normal for a new truck, being broken and whatnot. All right, so I did want to note that I went through and got the part numbers for these gaskets for the drain plug here. They are one-time use. I do believe they are crush washers. Take a look at that. So we got replacement ones just in case, you know. So I'll put the parts numbers down in the description if you guys are looking for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the drain plug back in here. I did put a little bit of never sees on that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in. I'll talk to you guys about the torque specs on this when I'm ready. So just got that done up there. That's 36 foot-pounds. I'm gonna start putting oil on. Oil is different on different models, between 3.2 and 4.2 quarts. So I'm gonna see what this one is. I think it matters if you have the e-locker in the rear. I just wanted to show you guys here, basically with these cool little 1 quart containers, you just kind of squeeze in there like a Capri Sun. But it seems, so that was my 4th quart or my 3rd quart. That was my 3rd quart, so I'm on my 4th one now. So it seems like I do have the bigger capacity diff, and I think the difference is the automatics versus the standards. From what I remember, I think the manuals have a little bit of a bigger rear end than the automatics. All right, so when the rear diff is full, it'll drip out, make a nice mess, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this back in. Same thing, 36 foot-pounds. Okay guys, so it's pretty tight under here, but So I'm gonna show you where the front diff is at. I'm underneath the engine bay right now. I took the skid plates off already. Come over here. You see that hex? That right there is a drain. It's a 10 mil hex. And then up above that, right above where the CV axle is the fill plug, another 10 mil. Should be interesting to try to fill this. Not much room. I'm sure I can get it without making too much of a mess. But yeah, I don't know how easy that is to see. It's pretty tight down here. I'll try my best to keep showing you guys stuff. Just wanted to show you guys. So I got the fill plug out already here. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Now these do have gaskets on them, so be careful if you don't lose them. But we're replacing ours because that's what we do. It looks like that one's gonna be stuck. I'm gonna have to get that out. Hopefully that's not gonna spill everywhere. Sorry if I'm talking quiet. I'm focused on not making a mess while holding the phone. Ooh, this is a long boy. There we go. Oh, this stuff smells fantastic. Oh yeah, I'm not wearing gloves again. I didn't learn my lesson last time. We're still draining here. I do want to be very clear. So see that copper washer that's on there? That needs to come off, but you don't want to use like a screwdriver. You don't want to use something that's going to scratch it off, or scratch it up, I mean. And yeah, so you want to be really careful when you pull that off. See, I can just use my finger and basically get it off, but you don't want to scratch anything, but you want to make sure you get this off. I just want to be clear on that. The drain plug for the front diff, all done up here. A little bit of never sees on there. New copper washer on there. We're gonna throw it in. I'm gonna start putting some more gear oil in the front of this. It's like 2.1, 1.2. What was it?
1.2.
1.2 quarts. Couldn't remember off the top of my head. You remembered. I'm tired. But yeah, we're gonna get this done up. Probably not gonna be able to do the transfer case today. I miscounted on the oil. The rear end took more than I expected. Oops. Anyways, we gotta do the transmission on a different date anyways, because I gotta get that fluid, so it's not gonna be too big of a deal. They're kind of right there, so just do them a different day. So I guess I'll make a video on that. Just get 3 videos on this 30,000 maintenance. Pretty awesome. I'm gonna throw this in. Getting ready to torque that front diff drain plug. It is 48 foot-pounds, just so you know. Let's get this torqued up.
A lot of people don't realize this, but this is actually how you fill a front diff in a Toyota Tacoma.
A little goofy, but it works. Too tight in there. All right, guys, we just got done with the front diff. It's filled up and good to go. Rear diff's filled up and good to go. My next step here is I'm gonna take these wheels, rotate them, check my brakes, check my ball joints and axles, make sure everything's looking good on that end. I was gonna get under there and grease the drive shaft up, but I have no flanges on this 2021. They're all sealed bearings, so don't have to check that. And I'm gonna retorque the drive shaft bolts, make sure that's looking good. And that's basically about it. The only thing I have left to do on this 30,000 maintenance is going to be the transmission fluid and the transfer case fluid. I ran out of transfer case or gear oil for that, and then the transmission oil, I couldn't find it, so I'm going to have to order it online. I'm going to have to do that in a different video. Checking out the brakes here. They look all right. Probably going to need to replace those pads shortly. Axles look fine. Boots look okay, no rippage or anything. Not worried about that. I'm gonna get this wheel back on, check out the ball joints, make sure there's no play. To wrap this little maintenance up, because everything's basically done for this, I'm gonna go ahead and reset the maintenance for this. Right there you see maintenance reset. I'm gonna go ahead and click that, reset maintenance reminder, yes please. Should be good to go. As you see, that little triangle went away. There's a little flashy thing. And that's it. Just to get back out of this. And yeah, figured I'd show you guys that though. We got the tires rotated. I checked the brakes. I pretty sure I showed you guys that. The ball joints and the axles, everything's still looking good. I expect so. I mean, it's a Toyota. I don't really beat on it too much, so shouldn't be a big issue. The only thing I have left I want to check right now are the U-bolts on the leaf springs. Now, we did just do those add leaves a few months back, so I'm just going to check the torque specs on that, make sure they're still good. And that's going to wrap up this little maintenance here. Like I said before, we still got the transmission in the transfer case. I need to get the oil for that, so do a whole video just specifically on that. Shouldn't be too hard, but gotta have to break this up a little bit. If this helped you guys, drop a like, hit that sub button. Helps me know that you guys are liking this kind of content. And I'm gonna check these U-bolts, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.